Oh man, oh man, oh man, do we have a doozy for you guys today? Today, we are starting our unit on graphic text. All right, this is big, guys. This is huge. This is going to be fun. All right. I can't wait to bring this lesson to you. I really can't. I got my serious voice on because I'm trying really hard to hold all of my excitement in, and I don't want to let it erupt out of here. So let's make some magic happen, shall we? We shall. Before we do that, we're going to get some real talk. Real talk with Mr. Remedies. This unit is all about graphic text. And if you remember last week on our poetry, I did a poem about something that's very special to me, a little memento from my childhood that was Classic X-Men number 33. Okay. And I really can't stress how much graphic storytelling really changed my life. Okay. As a little boy, I grew up in a less than ideal situation. Okay. And when I discovered graphic storytelling in the form of comics, it really gave me a sense of peace. It really opened my eyes and just my imagination to a lot of different possibilities. And I absolutely fell in love with graphic storytelling. And back in those days, but not too far because I'm still a pretty young man, uh, the only type of graphic storytelling were comic books. And so during this unit, we're going to see that that's changed a lot. And I am super excited to bring this to you. Um, that comic book changed my life and it kind of ignited into in me a passion that I still have to this very day. And so I just really hope that that you guys can kind of feel how important this is to me and how excited and how much I love graphic text. Okay, so that's enough of that. I'm just can't wait to dive in. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Our learning goals today, guys, is that we are learning to study illustration closely to really understand graphic text. Right? We have two success criteria today. Today, we need to be able to define graphic text and I can infer character feelings. Okay. And because graphic storytelling is so unique, that's going to be a pretty big skill for us. Graphic text is or are stories written and illustrated in the style of a comic. They contain vivid illustrations combined with short bursts of text, often presented in a series of rectangular panels, but often. And we'll see exactly how that works throughout our unit. Right? Um, let's let's dive right in, guys. Let's dive right in. Okay. Our first example of graphic text is called Pecos Bill Colossal Cowboy. And you see a picture of the cover there on our screen. As we look at a couple of illustrations, I want you to think about what do you see in the illustrations, and I want you to be really asking yourselves, what do the illustrations help me understand about the story? So long ago, in the deserts of the Wild West, life was difficult for cowboys. The cattle never stay put. Come back here, Bessie. Or they only moved when they felt like it. Work with my hair, Clarence. They were very stubborn creatures. Urgh. And quite often, cattle herds got mixed up. This is utter chaos. Yep, life was hard for cowboys back then. Until. Pecos Bill came along. Moo, 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 moo. He invented the cattle brand so cowboys could spot their cattle with a quick look. Hold still, Angus. This'll only hurt a bit. The cattle began to fear Pecos Bill. Even the slightest noise spooked them. Whoosh! But herds became obedient, and life for cowboys became less difficult. Moo, moo, moo. Soon, everybody knew the name of the Great Pecos Bill. But even the biggest legends start small. So, in this wonderful bit of uh, graphic storytelling, what did you see in the illustrations, guys? I, I bet you guys can tell me that you saw some cowboys. Boom, yeah. You probably saw the sun shining. You saw cows in a corral. Some cows are running. Mountains. Some cows are just standing still. And the cowboys look worried or confused, maybe even frustrated. So if we look closely, man, they say a picture's worth a thousand words, and I really truly believe that when it comes to storytelling. Hmm. Now that we know what's happening in the pictures, well, now we know that we can just identify what's in the illustration, and we are looking closely. What do the illustrations help you understand about the story? Well, the cowboys, the cows in the corral, the sun shining in the mountains. Um, I can tell the setting from all of that. I know that cowboys probably don't live in the big old city. Eh, I know that they're probably out in the Wild West, not only because the text box tells me, but more specifically because I can see the mountains in the background, and I know that it takes a lot of space for those cows to feed and to be put in those corrals. So I'm pretty sure that I can determine the setting from the illustrations. When I see that many cows are standing still, but some cows are running away, and even when I notice that the one cowpoke is kind of trying to nudge with all of his might, I can see that there's a problem, and I can see that some action is happening as well. Okay, even though it's a picture, they're not actually moving, but it's drawn in such a way that I can infer that there is movement. And when you guys say the Cowboys look confused or the Cowboys look frustrated, you know what? I know the character's feelings from that. Okay. And you can go a long way by just looking at someone's face or a character's face and telling how they feel. Okay? So, wow, wow. How much information do we already have from storytelling just from looking at the illustrations? It's awesome. How about we look at another example, okay? This example, we're going Pingling, a Cinderella story, a Korean tale, okay? So in this one, I still want you to ask you guys, what do I see in the illustrations, and what do those illustrations help me understand about the story? Pear Blossom's parents loved her with all their hearts. They worked hard to give their daughter the best of everything. In the spring, her mother wove a pink ribbon in her daughter's hair. The ribbon was as luminous as the blossoms on the pear tree. In the heat of the summer, she used a ribbon of gold. And in the autumn, she made Pear Blossom a brilliant yellow gown to match the changing leaves. But then one winter, when Pear Blossom was 13 and all the trees stood cold and bare, her mother passed away. Take a look at the illustrations. I want to know, what did you see in the illustrations? I bet all of you out there have a keen eye, and I bet you guys saw Pear Blossom and her mother. Some clothes that Koreans wore in the old days. Those are called hanboks, and they are traditional Korean clothes. And I bet you guys saw in the background, if you were paying especially close attention, a pear tree at different points of time throughout the year. Now, we got to use what's in the illustration to help us understand the story. So, what do these illustrations help us understand? Well, Pear Blossom and her mother, those illustrations show me the characters. When I see the hanboks, the clothes that Koreans wore in the old days. I know the setting. I know the setting is not modern times because Koreans wear modern clothes and only save those hanboks for special occasions like holidays. And when I look at that pairdry at different points of time, well, I can see that things are changing, and I know that there is a passage of time, that the story is progressing. All right. Guys, this has just been amazing. Just by taking a quick look, but a detailed look at illustrations, we are really starting to grab a hold of what these stories mean and what the writer and illustrator have in store for us. So let's move on to a review. Okay, guys, so as a review, remember graphic texts are a combination of writing and art. The illustrations are vital to understanding graphic text, and studying the illustration closely can help us understand such things as the setting of the story, what action is taking place, the problems in the story, who the characters are, and the passage of time during a story. Again, guys, I've been Mr. Remedies. This is our first lesson in graphic storytelling and graphic text. And man, I'm still doing a really great job of holding in my excitement, but it's been amazing. Y'all have been amazing. We're just going to have so much fun in this that I can't even stand myself. So, you guys go out there, be the all stars that you are, and we will see you next time.